Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Bush League podcast with Jordan Ward and
Big Mike.
We are here on a sunny Tuesday morning. We are in a podcast studio with no windows, so I don't know if it's actually sunny or not.
We were just outside. It was very sunny. There wasn't a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, it's pretty nice out. This is my favorite time of year.
Yeah,
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lead into anything.
Okay.
So, yo, dude, how you been?
I've been.
You've been
Mm-hmm.
existing.
Existing.
Okay, so
That's the most we can do.
the most we can. Well, I mean, we could do a little bit more, but
No.
there's a lot going on in the world right now. We're gonna get into it.
No,
for
we're
sure.
not, dude.
Yeah. Oh no, I want some hard hitting opinions. If you made me tell that one joke that's not getting cut out, then we're going all the way.
If by what you mean we're getting into it, you mean the Patriots sucking ass, then sure.
Don't you just love seeing just a dynasty die? Like, it was.
I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord.
So what
as a Steelers fan, this is beautiful to see. Oh my! But as an Alabama fan, though, it does hurt because the boy Mac Jones, everybody's shitting on him. He's like 29th worst quarterback in the league. There's something like, yeah.
Shout out to Desmond Ridder, number 32. Well, hey, he had his first 300-yard game this past weekend, so good for him. Did you see the quote that Mac Jones had, though? Is like a source close to Mac Jones was like, yeah, even if you're cooking with trash, it's still going to taste like garbage or something along those lines. Like,
what?
He's got no he's got no help. That offensive line is the worst thing I've ever seen. Who's their best receiver?
I don't even know.
I don't know either.
Wait, no, they had no. Bro, that's the one thing. I haven't even been keeping up with the Patriots at all. It was just like last week when I realized, I'm like, wait, they've only won like one game.
I know. And
I realized, well, wait, what's going on? And now it's come to this week, and they are looking really bad, and I have no idea who's on their team.
All I know is that like their best player on defense was Judon, and then he tore his pec, so he's done.
Okay, yeah.
Here's the actual quote: "No matter how good of a cook you are, you cannot make garbage taste good." A source close to Jones told Fox Sports on Sunday after New England's 34-0 loss to New Orleans.
Bro, that was at Gillette Stadium too. Them boys got goose egged at home.
Dude, I'm just dwelling. This is how I felt when Dianne Feinstein died too. But just
my heart is filled with praise.
Do you want to know something? You want to know something incredible?
Up, but, you know.
Belichick, his worst loss was the week before. I don't remember who they played, and then he followed it up with his worst loss ever.
His worst.
Yep.
Damn.
So what do you think? He's got to retire, right? Like you got to say bye.
No, I mean the thing is, we can't get in the whole. That's a new age thing for us to be like, oh no, the Patriots have started off the first quarter of the season shitty, looking real bad, and we cannot forget the 2 decades of dominance that Bill Belichick has basically had in the league before this. It's fun to talk shit and be like, yeah, it's cool, but I know I've seen it too many times in my life. They're not done. He's not done. They're not, bro. I mean, I saw something the other day. ESPN posted. They're like, "Oh, is Bill Belichick? Did he lose? Is he done? Is he gonna have to? Is he really not as good of a coach? All this shit." And I'm like, that's got to be the dumbest. That's got to be so. Like, come on, man. As much as I dislike Tom Brady, which is just because he's so fucking good, he's not winning all 6 of those Super Bowls without Billy Boy. He's not. Now, you could maybe say the same thing about Bill, but I don't. Dude, Bill knows what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to football. The dude's Hall of Famer first. Like, there's no. Bill Belichick is one of the greatest football minds of all time, and for us to be like, oh, it's just because it's quarter of the season, it's like, no.
But all right, agree to an extent. I have not seen a Patriots team look that awful. Ever, dude. Listen, I'm a Falcons fan, okay? I will give credit where credit's due. Belichick is he's the GOAT, okay? He's the GOAT right now for head coach. With that being said, all good things must come to an end.
Facts, true. I mean, yeah. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Go Dogs. Oof, speaking of which.
Wait. What if Bill Belichick? What if he's just sabotaging the season, right? Because Kraft didn't give him his own personal massage parlor down in Florida.
He doesn't really seem like a massage guy, you
after
know?
the raids. Who we don't know.
He just seems like a straight get to the point and give me the happy ending.
Is a very secretive guy.
Oh.
Just
I don't have time for this. God, I love football. Oh, biggest surprise in football, man. Gotta say, Bill Belichick. It's time to retire. No, I did want to say what you were saying though. Is like earlier when we were talking about how it's all like clickbait shit. Is like, is Bill Belichick the worst coach of all time? Some people are saying it, and like it's some person. It's like some dude in his basement who's a Buffalo Bills fan or a Jets fan, just like fuck you, Brady. That's my New York accent. I've been working on it.
Well,
real
that
hard.
was New York.
No,
that was supposed to be New York.
We was like peas and carrots again. She taught me how to read. I taught her how to dangle. That's about the best impression I have. So, welcome to another fantastic episode of Why Don't We Have a Soundboard? Because Jordan says stupid shit. Hey, fix your little cord real quick. It keeps like cutting in and out.
Bro.
You good?
Yeah.
Good? All right, Mike. We should probably have some sort of format. But I will say I do love freeforming. So tell me real quick, let's plug some shows. What do you got going on?
October 18th at Scholark Lounge, comedy showcase, being put on by Good Neighbor Productions, Jeremy Neighbor House producing it. I'm just doing a nice little 10-minute guest spot at, Al Jackson's headline. It'll be fun. And I'm doing the roast battle Thursday, Denver roast battle at the Denver Improv.
This Thursday?
Next Thursday. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're coming to my open mic this Thursday? This is how I get people to come. I corner them.
No.
Wow.
We have Troy Bond this week.
You motherfucker.
At the Denver Improv and after work. That's going to be a good show too. Callan Reese featuring. Oh wait, no, I forgot. There's never mind.
Cool.
I forget. Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. Well, so go check him out. Skylark Lounge, October 18th. It's going to be a good time. Jeremy Neighborhouse is a very funny man. He does cold plunges. That's all I know about him, really. Yeah. So Mike, last week, or actually, we don't really have weeks. We just have moments together.
Hey yo.
I do wanna bring something up that I'm trying to flesh out here, and I know I kind of mentioned it to you earlier, but did you know there's still like Confederate Army cemeteries in the South, in Richmond, Virginia, specifically?
You damn right, damn straight. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so not only do they have like the CSA soldiers and lieutenants and stuff and gravestones, they also
heroes.
See, the war on Northern Aggression. Those Yankees, they were like, hey, you can't do things about states' rights. And so anyways, there's like Confederate statues and all this stuff. And I was just thinking, like, wouldn't it be really funny if we were like, hey, I know there's a big hubbub about getting rid of all these statues because, your heritage of losing. I know you're so proud of it. But what if we keep the statues, right? And with those gravestones, we paint them black.
Paint them black. That's disrespectful.
What?
To the dead.
Good. They fought on the wrong side. Hey.
Says who?
These are two Southerners going at it. Listen, I'll tell you this. Georgia's state laws are much more independent than Alabama state laws. We still have the whole Confederate generals on Stone Mountain.
Yeah. Which, see, wait, what color are the statues? Are they just like bronze?
Yeah, well, they're bronze, yeah.
Yeah. So we got to do is just drape them in Jamaican flags, and Dominican flags, and in Nigerian and Ghanaian flags.
Those Southerners will be like, I told you I'm not supporting Ukraine. Because they're too stupid to realize that there's... Never mind. Okay,
we
so...
just got to build statues across the street.
Of what? Of whom?
NWA.
Okay, I'm in.
Oh, it's Georgia. No, so... Oh, get like
Outkast.
Outkast, yeah.
Yeah.
Goody Mob, Ludacris,
T.I. Jinx, you owe me a soda pop.
Jinx, you owe me a dab.
A dad?
A dab.
Oh, with a B. Oh, okay. This conversation was going to go.
You were waiting on that one. Oh, Mike.
Oh, I'm just going to say it. Yeah, I want my own Michael Orr, you know?
Hey, yo.
That's fucked up.
I did read that a judge is ending the conservatorship.
As they should. That's so
thankfully.
stupid, man. You know what? I know it's not Julia Roberts. It's whoever that other lady is.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock. She couldn't have the audacity just to actually adopt him. Like, that's fucked up.
Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
No, she was just the actress in the movie.
Not a documentary. Are you sure? Based on true events.
It was.
Sandra
they
Bullock
were called the
is a
Tuohys.
bitch.
Leanne Tui.
Oh yeah, the Tuohys. That's right. Isn't that like one of those brands that you put, like the white people put on their Subarus? Oh no, that's Thule. That's the Tuohys owned not only a conservatorship with Michael Oher, but also baggage that white people love. Thule.
Oh, you're
Available
talking
in
about
stores now.
Thule.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really bad at
Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes. The only reason is because I'm awful at like pronunciation. So like if I see it, I'm just like Thule, and you know, I said it out loud, and some hipster came from the shadow and was like, "It's Thule." I was like, "What's Thule?" He was like, "No, it's Thule." Whatever.
Oh my god.
Who fucking cares? I used to think the Episcopalian, like when I would see Episcopal church, I was like Episcopal. It literally sounded out.
What?
That's that Georgia education, bro.
Jeez Louise. Episcopal?
Yeah, and then
that sounds like a toothpaste your dentist would prescribe you.
the first, the one of 5 that's like, I don't recommend Crest.
Episcopal, you got to get a prescription for it.
And then Yosemite, I used to call it Yosemite.
I mean, yeah.
That makes more sense, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, I did try to lie. You know, back when you were in elementary school and you had those reading contests, like if you read X amount, you know, you can win your class a pizza party. So
I destroyed those.
I work smart and hard. So I did some reading, but also, you know, I fluffed the numbers up a little bit. You know, it's not cheating.
You cheated.
The statutes of limitation have passed.
Cheated. You're taking away from the hard work and the reading and the time and the hours spent people like me spend on Hardy Boys, Junie B. Jones.
Bro, I was reading all those. I know we talked about this already.
Okay, so how'd you cheat?
Oh yeah, thank you. No, I just we had a bunch of books, and one was Yosemite, and it was literally just like a 400, not a 400, like a 100-page like picture book with some font,
Oh my god.
some text. And so I went down. I was like, yeah, these are all the books that I read. And my stepdad was like, really, what's this book's name? Like, looks me dead in the eyes, and I look down. I'm like, Yosemite, and he laughs, and he signed it, and we got the pizza party. All right, so you know what? Sometimes it's just good
Yosemite.
to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of good, what's been good this last week? You just keep saying things like, "Yo, I've been existing." Like,
That's it, bro.
you
We
like
can't
that's
just
your
exist.
like that's your
People aren't allowed to just exist, huh?
like all you've done this last week is just take a bunch of psychedelics and be like, "Oh, we are one with the universe.
No,
We are just together."
I wish.
And then stuff pops off. Globally speaking. I think that was
that
mine.
you?
Yeah. All these people. Whoa. Falcons just acquired Van Jefferson from the Rams.
Who?
Exactly. Speaking of Bush League, how about the Ravens? 7 dropped passes.
I told Beaver what Beaver came over to watch the game on Sunday.
Mhm.
We got drunk watching that game. But yeah, I was like, dude, those drop passes and there was something else. There was 2 things, but all those drop passes, like they should have been up like 2 scores.
Mm-hmm.
They should have been up like. And that field goal, that missed field goal too. I told him, I was like, dude, man, they should have. I don't know. I'm glad we won. Wait, is it? Okay,
I'd laugh if this was not recording the whole time.
oh, it is.
That was a good win, though. I did not think Pickett was going to play. I thought he was dead or something.
No, he just had a contusion. He had a bruised knee. That's all it was.
Bitch ass bruised knees, you
Yeah.
know. Okay, so last week we talked a little bit about kind of what we thought Bush League, what grocery stores, restaurants. What's the most Bush League poor person store?
Poor person store?
Mm-hmm. Not talking like Goodwill or anything like
You're
that.
talking like Dollar General, Family Dollar,
Yeah.
Dollar Tree.
Which of the dollars? Which one? And which one's the
there's-
fanciest?
Okay. Even though it's the least, it's the cheapest, Dollar Tree tends to be like Family Dollars and dude. Oh man, because there's shit.
I have officially stumped Big Mike.
Dude, it's between because the worst. I mean, it's at like from what I mean, it's. I would say Family Dollar.
Sorry, I was taking a sip. Family Dollar. So Family Dollar would be the one that I would say would be like the most exquisite. But it has been
Really?
like 20 years since I've been into a dollar store or dollar anything.
Yeah, I mean,
And how can they even call themselves the dollar stores anymore with inflation? Like we went to what did we go to Dollar General today or General Dollar?
Tree.
Oh, that was the Dollar Tree.
That was the Dollar Tree.
Never mind.
bro.
You're right. Gosh, they had I will say, shout out to the Dollar Tree. They have Kool-Aid bubble gum, very much like zebra stripes,
Yeah.
and they last somehow less longer than the actual zebra stripes.
That
So,
was wild.
but they got great flavors: cherry, tropical punch.
It did taste
grape.
like Kool-Aid.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, I'm starting a cult.
Huh?
Yeah, Kool-Aid. You never heard of that? Like, oh hey, drink the Kool-Aid. Do you know where that comes from?
Yeah. Oh
Like
my
all the-
gosh. It was Jim Jones down there in Panama, I believe. It was like on an island. It was like in Central America. It was somewhere down there, Grenada or something.
That's where all the
like
good
that.
stuff happens,
Mm.
where you can really just let your hair down.
I remember we watched a documentary on that in high school. Bro, it's insane. Like the life of him. He grew up like this I don't know. He became like a preacher, like a pastor, and
Son of a preacher man.
it was, dude. It was. He was a manipulator, like from the jump.
Yeah, most preachers are.
From the jump.
I'm just shooting out. I'm shooting fire like. Pow, 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 pow. Nobody's safe
a lot
today.
are, but there are
genuine ones.
There's a lot
and it's mainly the genuine ones that are in the black churches.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all the white people are like Joel Osteen. We're like, there's a hurricane coming. Better close my doors.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, I mean, now in a lot of newer churches, even black churches are starting to, I mean, there's been a lot of corruption in churches in general, but I do know, I mean, I come from a family of preachers and pastors and whatnot, and I mean, it was years before I even knew, like, of that, like, oh, there is, like, not all these people are good, you know?
Not all preachers.
Not all of them out there. But.
So are your parents, like, disappointed that you're not a preacher? I mean, there's still time.
I mean,
you got the funny aspect down.
My mom, you know, she's just happy, you know, finding a path that I'm really enjoying, like in comedy, which they expected me to be a bishop. You know, they still think that there's, you know, I can do something greater than comedy, but they understand that, I mean, me and comedy is just whatever, you know, my call is in life, that maybe it's just get me closer to it, but they don't, you know.
They don't have a sense of humor, that's what you're saying.
Oh, my family's,
my
family's hilarious.
No, I think that's bullshit. I think when you say just comedy, like, this is gonna get serious and deep for a second, but no, I think comedy is like one of the last like actual places where you can have thought and like be able to make people. This sounds weird. Make people think, but like, you know, open people's minds up in a funny way. Like, very much. That's why George Carlin's my favorite comedian. I mean, towards the end, no, not so much. But, you know, like, he the way he would just bring up just subjects and the way he would just, like, think about it, that's what I think, comedy can be amazing. Like, you can move people that way. And you can't do that with religion. I'm just kidding. You obviously can't look at the Mormon church.
I mean, no. You know, it's funny. My mom actually said something the last time I talked to her on the phone, and you know, she prayed for me actually. So, you know, it always feels good. But she said something that made me realize, you know, she's really starting to understand, you know, who I am and how I look at the world and my connection with God. But she was like, she said, I'm not religious. She's like, you're not religious, but you are spiritual. And that's what I've always, that's what I've been telling her. Because I'm like, I don't see the need for the structure, you know, for me. But that's for me. This is my personal, my personal journey through life and the things that I've seen and encountered for myself. You know, I do need to, like, just build structure in my life so that, you know, my spiritual, but like there's certain things that I see in modern religion that I'm like, it separates us farther from God than just living and
it's
realizing, you know, I feel like, you know, when we're at home by ourselves with our own thoughts, we're closer to God than any other, because that's, you know, when you got a head full of mushrooms and you're out in the woods,
or down in your basement watching Shane Gillis' Beautiful Dogs.
You know, you're pretty.
I'm so glad you kind of like figured out where I was going with this, because I kind of think similar to you, you know, and but by the way, I just have these random thoughts when I hear someone say I'm not religious but I'm spiritual. It always takes me back to a Daniel Tosh skit where he's like, I'm not a liar, but you're interesting.
Like, that's funny because, and I don't know, like, I'm not even really, like, by standards, like, spiritual anymore. Like I used to. Now I'm. I don't know. I've had so many talks with myself and with God, that it's a it's a reality thing for me. It's me after just the amount of experiences that I've had in life with like the other, with just like, things like, wait, like it literally, like it made me go like, wait, that was that. It's like, all right, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I don't know. It's like, okay, there's a lot of things that we can't see, we don't know about, right? But they're there.
Like 5G?
Like 5G,
No.
bro. Like like gravity. We trust gravity and shit, right? People talk about this, yeah, but it's like there's all kinds of, and I think in a literal, there's all kinds of science that we will never be able to touch.
Not at all.
And so it's like and I realized the moment that I stopped trying to find, it's like you realize it's like we're alive. This is probably the closest thing to heaven that we'll get, because we don't know nobody knows what the fuck is. Everybody has their thoughts, their opinions. So we do research and like, the soul, it stays in the body for this long. We can measure the electromagnetic pulse of someone, all this. We still don't know what the fuck is going on. We don't know. We just know we're dead. So it's like, stop worrying about that shit and accept where you are right now in this life, on this earth, and be grateful that you can experience happiness, joy. You can experience sadness, anger, all that. Because from what we know, we don't get to experience this at any other point in existence, anywhere, anywhere. Like, this is special. Being alive, this is special. This is us being able to be with God. Physically and manifest it and physically be here. Like, otherwise, we're just
free balling life.
Basically, once it's the life of creation, dude. I don't know, man. I've had too many of these just thoughts and times to think by myself, and it's like everybody gets so caught up in where we come from or where we're going, and it's like, motherfucker, you're here now. Accept that.
You're floating in space on a rock.
Yeah,
and we're not going to know the answers. And I think we need to be okay with that.
Yeah.
My favorite part about religion is, and I think this has like happened recently, like the anti-science rhetoric that's been coming out is like religion and science aren't compatible. Like, motherfucker, science is the reason how you can explain religion and vice versa. It's like, you fucking idiot.
Thank you. And that's where, and it separates the church. Like, a lot of the church, they even especially in the South, it's a, science is a totally separate thing from religion. And I'm like, why aren't we using science? And why isn't the church using science as the tool to help people?
It's too woke.
Exactly.
It goes against a lot of what.
And I think I think also what science does, it allows people.
Sidebar. I just want to say that I meant that in a completely sarcastic way of too woke. But
hold up, dog.
I don't want people to think that I use woke unironically.
Hold up. I just realized this is supposed to be a Bush League podcast.
We're getting there.
We're not supposed to be having Bush League. We're having Bush League conversations about existence. All right.
How is that not? Listen, this podcast, I know it's very structural and formatted. But sometimes, the best content is just sitting around talking about, like, wow, we're here. And I think people need to hear that. Is like, enjoy the moment,
Let's talk Bush League. What's the most amount of drugs you took before the age of 19?
I didn't do any drugs until I was like 20, actually. The first time I smoked marijuana was a Georgia-Florida game. I was in Amelia Island. This is a pretty fun Bush League story. I was shit-faced, right? And I was like, I just want to drink. I look down on smoking. Look at me now. And I remember, like, I take a hit of this joint. And I'm like, oh, wow. And there's like a couple moments in my life where things just made sense. Like, first time I smoked weed, I'm like, oh, okay. That makes sense. I'm calm. The second time was when I took Adderall for the first time, and all my friends are like partying, like, what's going on? And I'm just sitting there like, this is how you motherfuckers feel all the time? And then the third was
I'm sorry, but no.
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 Okay, go ahead.
You said you were on Adderall and you were like, this is how people feel. No.
No.
No. We don't always feel like we're on meth.
No. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, first of all, don't knock it. You want to talk about getting new teeth? We can make that happen. No. What I'm trying to say is, Adderall for normal people, it's an upper. It's meth, right? But like when I took it, it did its job of making me like, oh, I have one singular thought in my head today, or I'm not in 12 different little realities of mine, and it just. My stepdad used to be like, you move too much. I'm going to put you on Ritalin. And I was like, no. And I never did it. And then I turned 32 and I went on Adderall and I was like, God damn it. Why didn't I just call his bluff?
It's probably better that you're on it later because that stuff affects your brain chemistry, man. You would have been like, had to been on it. Like, it's bad. We shouldn't be giving it to kids.
We shouldn't be giving a lot of things to kids.
We shouldn't be. Yeah, we shouldn't be.
Religion.
We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be giving kids.
Listen. The Handmaid's Tale. I don't think.
Did we talk about this last time?
I don't think we did.
Did we not?
We might have.
Maybe.
Wait. Well, I mean, we're not.
Roll it back.
No, I'm just saying the Handmaid's Tale. Like, listen. Oh no, never mind. They're pro like giving kids, right? I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't know what we're saying. Let's stop talking about kids.
Let's not talk about kids.
Yeah.
This is getting weird. We go from religion to just spewing nonsense about children. But I think what I want to get back to is what's the most drugs you took before you were, or
I didn't.
Just in general.
Nope.
Like,
I never did.
That's good. Good. I'm proud of you, man. I wish I could say the same, but I'm not a liar.
No, there may have been a few instances. I might have been at a few parties, gatherings before 19 that people around me may have been partaking in copious amounts of alcohol and,
That's the worst
marijuana. But I may or may not have been in the presence of people doing this.
Living in sin.
Yeah, living life of a heathen.
Well, if you don't want to get into it, I will tell you about one of the stories where I met God. Let's get into it. I think I teased it a little bit. So I did a baggie of shrooms, a couple weeks back, and usually when I take that much amount, like I never really trip. Like it's like I dip my toe in a little bit. I see some squiggly lines. Things are funny. But not like the stories that all of my friends have been like, I got lost in the woods listening to Humphreys McGee, excuse me. Which, by the way,
I love
when my friend told me that story, I was like, okay, that's amazing. That's what I want. That just lose your mind. So I had one of those experiences where I take the shroomies, lay down. I'm in the basement in my safe zone watching Shane Gillis, beautiful dog. I like to watch comedy. I like to just unleash and just let all of my sinuses and everything just completely just. I don't know if that's normal, but I sweat like a motherfucker when I take shrooms. Like I'm talking like a greasy little pig. Like no. They don't sweat, Jordan. They don't have sweat glands. Thank you, fact checker. And so I'm watching Beautiful Dogs, which is one of the funniest stand-up hour specials I've seen in a really long time. I was crying. Everything was just every pore opened up. Every pore opened up, and I was just laughing, and it was just so joyous. And then I got to a part where the screen was a little far away, a little blurry. And I'm like, what's going on? And then it just kind of starts coming out at me. little bit, like kind of 3D-ish. And I don't have a 3D TV. But my goodness, that is when I was just in a trance, right? Like, you want to talk about a horse with blinders on, okay? I was just, boom, just listening to the beautiful dogs, my favorite part of when he goes to the George Washington Museum, just dying. And then I got, like somehow got out of it for a second. And I looked around and I was like, who am I? I had to stop and be like, okay, I'm Jordan. Okay. Today is Tuesday. And you have a family. But what I really thought after that was like, no, I'm one with the universe. I'm a molecule. To the point where, like, I remember standing up, trying to pee. You've seen that movie, Split, right? With the M. Night Shyamalan mom. Where he's like, there's like a preview where he's like stretching out his back, about to like turn into a monster or whatever. I was stretched like that, peeing, and just looking up at the universe. Kind of like in True Detective Season 1 at the end, where McConaughey's just looking up and he sees the universe. That's where I was. And then the next day I was just like, was that fucking real? 10 out of 10. I would definitely recommend it.
Heck yeah. Next time you do it, you definitely like it's definitely one thing to like kind of sit by yourself, lock yourself, and get in your own mind. But it's a totally different experience when you like go outside and like for real, like, experience nature. It really takes it to a whole nother level of just like, tree hugging. It becomes a real thing. You realize those hippies that were out there hugging trees and shit, that wasn't the acid hippies. Those were mushroom hippies.
Which hippie would you prefer, by the way? A mushroom or an acid hippie?
Neither. I want a DMT hippie, baby. Give me the Deemsters. No. Nah, man. A hippie's a hippie. They're just a hippies.
I don't know about that.
Well,
I think there are subcategories of hippies.
There's hippies, wooks. There are, but I don't know. After being to so many different shows and festivals, it's like,
you should have a catalog of all the subcategories. You should be like,
you know what?
There's I moved from Georgia to Colorado hippie. I like to call them the white collar hippies because they have a work from home job, but they like to dabble in a little bit of acid. Then you have the original hippies. They're like, I was born in a prairie, bro.
I saw Jerry 83
Garcia,
the Coliseum.
The only ice cream I eat are Ben and Jerry's. I don't. Fucking stupid.
Damn. All right.
Oh no. Hey. Oh man. So yeah, that's after that moment, it's just like cool.
This magic moment.
These magic mushrooms. But yeah, that was probably one of the cooler times of my life.
You ever done like a fat line, like a fat dosage of ketamine, and then like walk to the pool mid K-hole and jump in? You ever done that?
No, the very first time and only time I've done ketamine so far, is we were at a fancy restaurant with some people who were in town, some friends, and met these nice couple from northern Colorado. They were there too, and this dude just whips out a fucking little tincture of ketamine and like one of these nice little like scoopers that go directly. Yeah. I was already kind of like drunk because I was like hosting the first 15-30 minutes of my mic, and then we went to the restaurant, so I was already feeling good. I took that and I was just like, holy shit.
Bro,
life is amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's good. Not everyone has that good of experience first time they do.
Well, I'd rather not go down the K-hole the very first time, I feel like that's something that it's like
Bro,
quicksand,
it's
It's
crazy.
mind quicksand.
It's a literal out of body experience. Your like mind disconnects, it associates from the rest of your body, and you're just like literally like a floating just.
You just exist. Like
Yeah,
you were saying
it's
earlier.
it's
You just
it's crazy.
exist.
Like
Hmm.
swimming, it literally I was just a head on the water. That's all it was. It was that was the most euphoric feeling ever in my life. It literally felt like I didn't have a body. It literally felt like I was just a head floating on the water.
You went back to the womb, man.
Bro, yeah. Basically, I was Neo coming out of the egg sack, you know. in the first Matrix, he's like, oh.
And the fourth Matrix.
I didn't watch the fourth Matrix.
Good, because there's only one Matrix. That was a test to make sure.
Hey, I enjoyed
Nope.
Matrix
Nope.
Reloaded
Nope.
and Revolution.
Actually, I really.
Was it Revolution or Revelations?
It was Revolutions, I think.
Revolution.
Yeah.
Producer.
Yeah, look that up real quick.
Producer, can we?
I don't want to be wrong.
Our producer, he's very handsome.
He actually just moved here.
Reloaded and Revolutions.
Yeah.
And the Resurrections was the one 2021. I didn't see that bullshit.
Did you see any of like it's like the pre-Matrix movies? There's
the
like
animated one?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, those were pretty cool. I enjoyed
were
those.
dope.
Yeah.
Those were cool.
That would be a movie to watch mushrooms on.
I'd want to watch that on acid.
I see. I've never done that, so I don't really know. Like
Acid to me is like okay. So acid, the way it works, right? I don't know that both
talk
mushrooms.
to me. Let's do this
acid,
sciencely and religiously.
They are. It's brain. It's brain chemistry. It's brain chemicals. Reacting. But with acid, it does feel more like a cerebral drug. It puts your mind on. It's like I would say, acid is like the binary of psychedelics, to where mushrooms is much more physical. You feel it through your toes. I mean, you feel through your whole body. But it'll feel like you're connecting every single number and angle in your body, while mushrooms makes you feel all the in between and the nuances of life. Like acid makes you look at it can help you break down, like it's like the math of drugs. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Acid's like the math of psychedelics, while mushrooms are like the fucking theater, the arts, the performing arts of drugs.
Okay.
And they're both very necessary to life, and both, help perspective.
See, I'm always terrified of like having a bad trip, but I've been told that you don't necessarily have bad trips on acid. You can on mushrooms.
You can definitely have bad trips.
So
on
I've just been peer pressured. They're like, try it. Like, no,
100%. I've seen people break their hand on doors because they were having like off of acid can be, because you get much more into your mind than you do on mushrooms. Like it's a mental. It's a mental. Acid is a mental drug. It's like you'll get into thoughts, and you'll be like, oh no, and you'll overthink
you'll
things.
spiral.
Yeah, you'll go
No,
into mental spiral. But see, that's where it's like in my opinion, it's like a mental. When you use acid, you're really showing yourself where you are mentally, how strong you are mentally. Like, because it's one of those. All it is just things in your head. Everything that happens to acid is in your head. And you have to be able to stop and be like, oh, this is all in my head. All this negativity that I'm feeling, all of this stress, it's all in my head. But I am feeling it, so I have to face it. And you realize you have
how terrifying that sounds?
Hey.
Like in my fucking being John Malkovich head?
Because the thing is,
like, let's open up all the doors.
When you if you're having that moment, once you break through it, you're like, oh wow, like you really do. You realize how necessary it is for your perspective on life and yourself, and being true and being honest to yourself. It helps you be honest with yourself, because you can't lie. You can't lie to yourself. It's so, like they say, don't look in a mirror when you're on acid. They say it's one of the worst things you can do. they could be correct, but at the same time, it was necessary. I had some moments where I was on, and I broke down in a mirror. I had a breakdown in a mirror looking at myself, and it's like, because you realize all the shit your mind is kind of just digging up all this, and you're like, oh man, nah.
Oh, the past trauma.
Yeah. You look at yourself and you feel weird, and it's, I mean, mushrooms can do the same thing, but it's acid, dude. It's such a mental, like, it can be like a lot of people, like, I've seen it back on the road with like Widespread Panic or like Fish Tour, and you see these people, they've been eating acid for weeks, and they're just like, their minds, they're just burnt.
They're just mush. They're done.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
Mushrooms don't really do that, which is,
See,
that's why people can microdose mushrooms every day. You can microdose acid every day, but it's a bit hard. I feel like it's harder to microdose acid, and people do it like because it does waken your mind,
like open up creative angles and stuff. I've always been interested in ayahuasca. I think that would be a really good experience. Like, so do you want to go to the jungles of Peru with me and have like a shaman ceremony?
Sorry, I have to tell my roommate about
There's a water issue, and we're speaking of water issue. We're gonna take a quick break because I gotta pee. I know we talked about books, lots of reading. We talked about restaurants. What is a TV show that you loved growing up, and then like you caught an episode, and you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Flavor of Love.
That is a brilliant answer. What is Flava Flav doing? Is he dead?
No, he's alive.
Okay.
They almost kicked him out of Public Enemy. I think they kind of did. But yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I would watch it. Oh, Jersey Shore.
I was just about to say Jersey
Shore,
yep,
dude.
100%.
We were obsessed with Jersey Shore in middle school. Oh my god, high school, all this shit, and now I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
We would have Jersey Shore watching parties.
Yeah,
and we'd have shirts before the shirts.
Bro, burgers for the boys.
GTL, baby.
Oh my god, bro. We'd get a football practice and go watch, and we're like, now, it's like, what the fuck? That's so embarrassing.
You know, they tried to reboot it a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
They did like a family vacation thing. I saw.
They're all like, this is what 40 years of drinking does to you. That was Snooki.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Basically, you know what? Think about it. Like all those shows that would come on MTV during the day. Like if you didn't go to school, you know, and you were all sitting there watching
Room Raiders.
Bro, Room Raider. Oh my god. What was that one with the bus next?
With the what?
The bus that was like next.
The bus. The next bus.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Those were always my favorite.
Parental Control. Dude, what the Maid? Do you remember Maid?
I remember Maid. Do you remember Yo Mama?
Yeah, that came on Sundays.
I'll show you the clip. My brother was on Yo Mama.
Stop.
He made it to the finals in Atlanta.
No, he didn't.
Oh yeah, he did.
Stop.
You get to see my mom too. She met Valder or whatever his name is, Fez from That 70s Show, which we can't talk about now.
Bro, I probably saw the episode because it was like every Sunday we would be like, "Yo, Mama!" Like it was a new episode, like for like a couple years.
This one they did like a whole Atlanta series, right?
Yeah.
And my brother made it to the finals, and they shot it, and basically the producers came up to him and was like, "So here's the deal. You're really funny. You're welcome back on the show whenever you want. We haven't had a woman win, so we're going to go with the Jewish woman that you're battling against. And this is how you know it's all fucking fake, okay?"
Oh, you're exposing the secrets of the industry.
Yeah, MTV, I'm coming after you.
Dude, they might come after you.
What are they going to do? Raid my room? Get the black light. No!
They're going to raid something.
Oh, yeah.
Rob Dyrdek.
I love a good shit.
Shout out Rob Dyrdek.
No, I think the most Bush League show of all that was Pimp My Ride.
Oh my god!
Because like realistically speaking, what are you gonna do with a fucking aquarium that you can't open with all those fish? They're like they've been dead for 2 years.
Have you heard about all the controversy from that show?
No, I haven't.
Like, oh, bro, look it up. Like all those people's like their lives got fucked up after that show because like they couldn't afford any of the insurance for any of those cars. They couldn't afford most of the everything they'd done was like really cheap and like didn't work. Like after the show was like they got sued. It was bad, bro. Like it was really.
Beaver, put him on speaker.
What's up, Beaver? No.
Oh, nice.
What's up? What you doing?
I'm at Home Depot, bro. I'm so tired. I stayed at lines there till like 3:30.
Idiot. That's why I was not. That's why I was like, nah, bro. I'm not trying to. Hell no.
Just what?
That's...
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, fucking, Crawford's like, you gotta hang out after, and then we hung out for like almost 2 hours.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that before, but I had the pod. You're actually live on the podcast right now.
What's up, Beaver?
Oh, what's up?
There's 3,000 live listeners.
It is insane. It's all the Russian bots that I bought.
Well, shit, just call me once you guys are done with that shit.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, peace.
You can check Mr. Joshua Beaver out. We're gonna have him on the show next week. It's gonna be something. You want to talk Bush League? Like, I'm sure he has stories, and he's only 21.
He's 22.
Oh, my bad. God, you ageist over here. I just want to say, like, I would have loved to have been a writer during the 2000s for, like, MTV shows. They're like, all right, we got to think of some stuff. Okay. A dating show where people get off a bus and we just judge them immediately. Like, those were my favorite things, or when the guys would just get off the bus and get immediately next. Next! And then you see them go right back up the stairs. And like, oh.
Shit, bro.
That and Judd Apatow films. Like, I love the comedies of, like, comedy movies of the 2000s. That's not Bush League. That's all. If Forgetting Sarah Marshall or, like, any of those type of movies are on, I'm watching it. I'm sitting down watching it. My kids are getting ignored, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's a good spot to end it on that just dead silence. What do you think?
My stomach. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, is it time to get some grub?
Oh, it's time to. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well then, let's wrap it up.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. I am Jordan Ward.
I'm Big Mike. I'm about to go take a monster dump.
Yeah, Big Mike, monster dump, Mr. Big Dump. Coming at you live from the 303. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. We'll have these episodes out as soon as possible, and stay tuned. Next week, we're going to have a special guest, Josh Beaver. It's going to be a lot of fun, and check Mike out. He is performing October
18th, Skylark Lounge, October 19th, Roast Battle, Denver Improv.
Boom. Bye.
Peace.
Is this like my Make-A-Wish? Guys, just let him have it. It's been a rough couple of months.